talking about part 2 of Lessons of Love. 9725019390 is that studio number. Tasim, I have a question for you.
Ji.
What are some of the red flags that we ignore when we fall head over heels in love?
The first one that comes to mind is gut.
Gut.
It's the red flag we ignore. Your intuition, your gut tells you. I cannot tell you the number of times in therapy where women have come to me and said कि मुझे पता था, मुझे अंदर से कुछ बोल रहा था, मुझे वो nagging feeling थी, मेरी gut थी, मेरी intuition थी. But I think that's the red flag that we ignore, which is our gut.
Hmm. We want it
To work.
to
So
work.
somehow we ignore that nagging feeling. Also, we romanticize inconsistency and what was. या कभी कभी जो पहले था वो एक दिन वापस आएगा, या जो sporadically मिलता है उसको ही हम पकड़ के उसको ही रोमांटिसाइज करते हैं, और जो बीच बीच की सारी टॉक्सिसिटी हो रही है उसको हम तवज्जो नहीं देते हैं.
Mhm.
So I feel we romanticize inconsistency and we excuse disrespect as stress. कि stress होंगे, yeah, she must be stressed or he must be having a very difficult time at work of late, so it's okay, होता है.
Mhm.
I think when you excuse disrespect as a pattern, that's definitely a red flag that you're overlooking.
Mhm.
You confuse intensity with intimacy.
Hmm.
Because the intimacy is so good, you think that the relationship is so good. So the makeup sex is really amazing. So therefore, the relationship is really amazing. But that intimacy is a important part of a relationship, yes, but definitely not the only part that defines the depth and the intensity of the relationship. You accept crumbs as effort.
Oh, breadcrumbing.
Yeah.
This is the point that Shaida ji was making just a little while ago, right?
Mhm.
About how much unconditional love or unconditional support should you give.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they are keeping you hooked
Yes.
via breadcrumbing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like one little offhand compliment here and there, one little hug here and there, 5 minutes of time here and there, enough to keep you hooked, but not real emotion.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think when that's happening, that's a flag that we really need to sit up and for, because this is complete strategy of gaslighting, and a lot of uh, relationships have ended up ugly because you have tolerated it so much. So when you eventually stand up for yourself, it's a completely out of character behavior for them. So they react even more violently and aggressively, and then obviously it gets uglier from there. So laying firm boundaries and speaking up for yourself from the early stages of when you start seeing this in a very polite and respectful manner at that stage definitely is very, very important. I think when another red flag is when you avoid, like when you feel that you cannot just have any hard conversations in this relationship,
Mhm.
that's a red flag. If they're dodging those kind of relationships, I remember that there was this one person that had come to me via a proposal via an auntie, and it went off very well, the meeting, as per me. And I think I was interested to see the person again, and so was he. But then meeting upon meeting and nothing, meaning there is no talk of, because we are meeting through with a very clear agenda. I'm not meeting to make a friend. Alhamdulillah, I
Right.
have those of my own.
Mm.
So at that stage, it was very confusing for me that I couldn't have that so-called hard conversation at that time, that okay, we've met 4 times, 5 times now, do you see potential, is this going
Yeah.
anywhere, or what is your agenda?
What's a
So
what's a magic number for that? One meeting, two
3.
meetings, three.
Mm,
Uh,
that's the magic agenda. 3 meetings and you're still not making any headway, you need to really have that hard conversation or turn around and say bye bye, see you later. So that, and then hoping potential will become one day reality. That's a big red flag. I have seen so many women exist in really toxic relationships and friendships in the hope that, oh, पहले ऐसे था या मैं ऐसी देखती हूँ, आपको नहीं पता, मुझे वो दिखता है, वो किसी और को नहीं दिखता. Sorry बहने, because आपने वो चश्मे पहने जो exist नहीं करते हैं. So you need to really wake up from that slumber and stop imagining a potential that does not exist. Fear of being alone is another red flag. I feel we've succumbed to. We think that this is better than ending up alone. So chalo theek hai, yehi sahi. But that's a short change of a very toxic nature. And staying because of history. इतने साल साथ निकाल चुके हैं, 20 साल पुरानी शादी है, 10 साल पुरानी फ्रेंडशिप है. Just recently, in fact, concluded a case on 30 years of a friendship gone wrong. And after 30 years, somebody realized that this friendship is toxic and is walking away. And there's so much anxiousness that both parties are feeling because they're so used to just being like this with each other. So it's learning a new way of existing for, I think, both of them at different levels. So I think staying because of that. One question that I always ask myself when I have ever caught myself feeling that red flag in a friendship or a relationship is, would I advise my friend to be in this? If I would tell my best friend ki yahan se bhag, nikal, tod, whatever, then that is what I need to do too for myself. No excuses.
Right. And I also feel, use this as a standard that the words that they are using for you and the behavior that they're using for you, if you turn it back on them, how are they going to take it? They're not going to take it.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So that tells you that something is not right. I think the hope that you hold out ke अरे वो तो बदलेंगे, big red flag. अगर आपने उनको चेंज करना है, करवाना है, नहीं, वो नहीं चेंज होंगे. So you can't hold out for that hope.
Truly, you cannot.
Right? And if apologies are happening without a change in the behavior, or maybe even no apologies, they just, have a meltdown, and then next day it's
as if nothing has
happened. No apologies, no nothing. What is that telling? And why are you accepting it then?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Goes back to some of the things that we talked about
earlier.
About the fear and all those kinds of things. Let's take our caller. Radio Azad, you're on the air.
Ji, Ayesha and Tasneem. I read someplace that both the partners are just like rivers. They flow together, but they don't merge. They keep their own identity.
Beautiful.
Very pretty. Yeah.
दोनों से सवाल है मेरा कि जब हम बच्चियों को स्पेशली पाल रहे हैं, लड़कों को लड़कियों दोनों को कह लें, तो वहाँ हमें रिलेशनशिप की डीलिंग नहीं सिखाई जाती. वहाँ इमोशंस का कंट्रोल, वहाँ अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि किस तरह से रिश्ता समझना है और उसको निभाना है और कहाँ फ्लैग्स. तो ये बगैर ये सिखाए. और दूसरी ये भी इस बात मैं पूछूंगी कि क्योंकि औरत ज्यादा एक्सप्रेसिव है, टॉकेटिव है, और वो ज्यादा शेयरिंग मांगती है, वो ज्यादा मोहब्बत का एक्सप्रेशन मांगती है. आदमी जो है क्वाइट है, एक्सप्रेसिव कम है, या जो भी कह लें. सो उसकी अपनी एक ब्रेन की वायरिंग है, हम औरत की अलग है. सो तस्नीम एंड आयशा, ये होगा कि हम कैसे इन दो को आपस में फ्यूज होने से बचाएं. फ्यूजन एंड फ्यूज मतलब साथ तो चले, लेकिन हाउ टू avoid so many distractions या so many क्या कहेंगे fights.
I want you to you got that? Okay. If I think you have to repeat what your question is.
मैं ये पूछ रही थी कि दोनों जो हैं, अगर हम कहें कि men are from Mars and women are from Venus, so उन दोनों को इतनी close intimate relationship क्लोज क्वार्टर्स में रहते हुए, what would you suggest कि किस तरह से इस लड़ाई झगड़े, एक दूसरे की मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग, एक दूसरे की साइलेंट जो भी है वॉर खेली जाती है, उससे कैसे अवॉइडेंस हो कि हम ये समझ सकें कि आदमी की क्या ब्रेन वायरिंग है, औरत, और आदमी ये समझे कि औरत क्या चाहती है.
So how do we understand each other and know what the other person wants? ये
लेकिन
तो
कोई ऐसे पॉइंट्स तस्नीम के या आपके पास हों पॉइंटर्स जो आप दे सकें which will help.
Okay, all right.
Okay, thank you.
यही तो सारी बात है ना?
Totally right. Communication would be the first one, I think. If couples only took the effort to clearly communicate and not talk in metaphors. A lot of times I've seen, even when you're trying to have a healthy conversation around a conflict situation, you're still talking in metaphors. You're not really saying कि मुझे ऐसा feel हुआ. It's like, oh, अगर कोई ऐसा करता है वैसा करता है तो उसको कैसे feel होगा? आप सोचो आप क्या करेंगे वो क्या? But you're still putting it in as an example, as a third party example. So I feel I statements really work well.
I felt this.
Yes.
I felt abandoned. I felt rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Naming and labeling what you feel. And then, obviously, because communication is a two-way street, for the other person to first validate and acknowledge the feeling is right there, the conflict being lessened by many degrees. Okay. So what I'm hearing you say that you felt disrespected when I did so and so. So now you are making that opposite person feel that I heard you. I have understood what you. So thereby that's the defenses go down. Then what I've always said is apologize for the way you made each other feel, regardless of whether you did it intentionally or not. And in fact, there's a video coming out on this very soon, and I always share the videos first over here. So saying you're sorry doesn't mean you're wrong. Right? So imagine this. You are walking on the street with your handbag and it's full of the shopping that Ayesha has done of late. So it's a nice heavy handbag and
the handbag is now light.
No, it's a heavy handbag and you are passing by and you bump into Ayesha's handbag. Now you turn around, Ayesha turns around. What does Ayesha do? Ayesha immediately says, oh, I'm so sorry. And then, okay, fine, it's fine. And you go away. What if you turn around and Ayesha turns around and you're like waiting for Ayesha to apologize because you've just been hit by her 35 kilo handbag. And Ayesha says, what? I didn't do it on purpose. What do you want? Obviously, there's going to be a fight and yelling is going to happen.
Yeah.
You didn't do it on purpose. It was not intentional, but it's still your handbag. So you got to take accountability and responsibility for your actions and for your words, even though they were unintentional. In that moment, you'll need to say, hey, I'm sorry. It was your handbag. It was your words. It was your actions. Then you can go on to say, okay, my backstory is da-da-da-da-da-da-da, wasn't intentional, whatever.
Tasneem pushed me.
Or whatever that story was, right? So very important, I think, and that's what I want to leave this question with, only this answer for today, which is half your battle will be won if you acknowledge and validate how each other is feeling in a conflict situation, and from there on go into healthier explanations.
Wow. So important.
Yes.
We don't do that.
Yeah. You get into ego trip, defense mechanism, and things like that.
And you shut down. You don't even hear the other person out. Hear them out. So you understand what the point of view is.
Yeah.
We are not blameless. It takes two to tango. But your point, Tasneem, is apologizing means you care about the relationship.
Yes. And how that person feels. You care about the fact that, okay, I did it unintentionally, but मैंने मेरे इतने loved one को ऐसे feel कराया, मैं उसकी accountability ले रही हूँ. मैं वो responsibility नहीं ली हूँ कि मैंने जानबूझ के किया, but I'm taking accountability for the fact that that feeling came as a result of me. So I'm apologizing for that. I think if we just let go of our egos and be quicker to apologize, so many friendships and relationships can be saved.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then,
Yeah.
it can even get stronger.
Absolutely. Yeah, because that's how trust is built, right? If I feel safe to express my feelings
Mhm.
with my partner or a very close friend, my best friend, then only that relationship will grow in trust.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I will always be afraid to share what I'm truly feeling and choose to shut up and shut up, shut up, shut up. What happens? Eventually, there's distance.
Distance and trust is completely broken down.
Yes.
Completely.
Yeah.
Right. So and we're going to do a show on silence. I'm
Yes,
looking forward
that's
to
yes,
that one,
yes.
because it's such an important show. um, so this point of listening and acknowledging the feelings just goes such a long way, right?
Yes.
um, how about green flags?
जो मैंने बहुत दफ़ा ओवरलुक किए थैंकफुली एंड में मुझे एक और ग्रीन फ्लैग मिल गया अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह but I feel the biggest green flag that I used to overlook when I was in my 20s is I felt that love is very easy to get, then it's not love. You know,
Hmm.
like that chase.
So explain what we mean by green flags.
ओके व्हाट आई मीन बाय ग्रीन फ्लैग्स इज कि जो बोलते हैं ना कि ये बंदा तो ग्रीन फ्लैग बंदा है या ये फ्रेंडशिप तो ग्रीन फ्लैग फ्रेंडशिप है वहां पे सब हेल्दी है सब गुड है सब इज लुकिंग गुड ऑफ कोर्स द पर्सन इज नॉट परफेक्ट बट इन with your values that person aligns and that relationship is a green flag
So you check
relationship.
a lot of the
Yes,
boxes.
you check a lot of those boxes. So
Mm-hmm.
in a romantic equation is what I was referring to, that in my 20s I think what I looked for is the chase, the who's chasing who, and that little, as auntie very very rightfully said, I think at a younger age we mistake lust for love,
Mm.
and that then crosswire creates a lot of unnecessary confusion. But with a green flag, you're chosen without the chase.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so comfortable. And for some people, that's too easy and boring,
Yeah.
because we all watch Hindi movies and we draw a lot of our love expectations out of that, and it's rubbish. I mean, in real life, it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be
Mm.
so full of events and, oh my god, the climax and an anticlimax, and then the girl gets the boy and da 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 da. I think easy love, green flag love. Uh, you're chosen, you feel chosen, you don't have to fight, there's no drama, there is no mind games that you
Oh,
play, and you're simply chosen.
I think that the thing I hate the most is games.
Yeah, yeah. So much distraction and mind consuming.
Why?
Yes.
Absolutely. That's one of the first thing when I met Shahid, by the way, I met him for those of you who don't know, in grad school. And that's the first thing that struck me about him, is that he would say, okay, I'll call you at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And right on the dot at 6 o'clock, my phone would ring.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Who does this,
Yes, I think, yeah, I share the same sentiments with you, because it was the same. Like, because we were like, I was in Abu Dhabi and he was here, like he would call me 7:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. means 7:30 a.m. And I was
Yeah.
very used to people not showing up at 7:30 a.m. or then showing up the next evening and saying, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't call the next day. And all that irregularity
Mm.
was ingrained in me. So this
Yeah.
was too easy. I felt like, oh, where's the chase? He's not chasing me.
Mhm.
But as you realize and you get used to that, that ease is healthy
Oh,
love.
absolutely. It's easy love. It's
Yes.
healthy love. It's beautiful.
We complicate love and its expectations. I think
Right.
true love is supposed to be simple and easy.
Mhm.
And I think we need to redefine that in our heads if it has been wrongly defined. Also, obviously, green flag love is calm communication, where
Mm.
nobody is really screaming, yelling, throwing bartan at each other. And that's happened, okay, really. When I was for a brief time, 9 months, I was posted in Saudi Arabia. I was in Jeddah, and I had a roommate there who had a very toxic relationship with a guy in the company. And sometimes I would come from home, from work in the evening, and he would be home visiting her or something, and then they would get into a fight. And from my room, I would just hear bartan being flung at each other, like pans are flying on in the apartment, and I would be like, oh my God, Yali Madan, should I go and do something? Am I supposed to stop this? But I was afraid I'd get hit by a freaking pressure cooker. So I was like, no, I'm not doing this. But yeah, I think in green flag relationships, you have healthy conversations and you feel safe to have them. That's important. Emotional availability, such an important one.
Big one.
In green flags, they are emotionally available for you, not just physically available, but they are open to having those feeling wale conversations, or just holding you, cuddling you. Emotional intimacy, important ingredient of a romantic relationship. Just having physical intimacy is not enough to sustain a long-term happy relationship.
Yeah.
Respecting boundaries, definitely.
Absolutely.
Green flag. Accountability without defensiveness, where you can rely on the other person without them coming up with a very valid excuse every time, where you feel, yaar, haan, sahi hai, but then you realize 10 saal se sahi hai. Where's the accountability?
I'm busy, I got caught up, this, that,
I
and
went
the
to
other.
sleep, I was so tired. I mean, repeatedly, it sounds very true and valid, but I'm sorry, then there's no reliability and no accountability.
And I think that tells you that you're not a priority for them.
Yeah.
And why do you want to be with somebody?
Be with somebody where you are like a sidekick.
Yeah. Or only when it's convenient
to them, right? Because you're filling up some void in that moment of their life with your presence. Consistent effort. Definitely a green flag. Jahan pe, you don't want somebody who promises you the moon and the stars and the sky, but you want somebody who promises you hugs and kisses and being there for you at home when you are tired and don't want to do the dishes. And if they're doing that consistently, ladies and gentlemen, that should be enough.
Keeper. And listening to you, and like really listening to you.
Yeah, not just multitasking, playing with your phone while you are sharing your woes, where you can actually recall a conversation and say, yes, he's heard me.
Yeah, and being there for you in not only in good times, but in troubled times as well.
Yeah.
Right? You'll see if there are a lot of fair weather friends, and then they disappear when you need them.
Yeah.
With
somebody, I think another green flag is like where I feel safe to share my true self. I'm not perfect. Like just the other day,
you are.
I was talking to a cousin of mine who I'm relatively close to. I'm not saying very close, but relatively close enough to share, a few of my problems with. And I was saying, oh, I feel like this and I feel like that. And that cousin of mine said, yeah, Tasneem, you of all the people are saying this. You of all the people should know how to not feel this. That shut me up immediately, instantly, because I felt, okay, I'm no longer heard in this conversation. All of a sudden, again, I'm perfect because I'm supposed to get it right. And let's face it, we all are human beings and we need someone to understand us. As I always say, it's much better to feel understood than to be helped. I don't need to help you all the time to make you feel good. I just need to understand you to make you feel good. And I think many times we forget that in close friendships and relationships. We're so quick to give gyan and solution and help. I don't want your help. I know my solutions. I just want to feel understood for a change because I'm a human too. I think green flag relationships help you do that.
Wow. Such an interesting way of looking at things. I love that. Red flags and then green flags, right? Don't let a green flag go. So important. Yeah.
Next, I think, is support without competition. I've seen that in friendships more so than in couple relationships, but
Mhm.
maybe in couple relationships too.
Yeah.
I've seen couples where, the husband has a very high profile job, so the wife is expected to have a no job or low profile job, because otherwise, how will the family run? Now, if that's a mutual compromise that you have made happily, then, well, no one should interfere with that, but it shouldn't be enforced. One or the other doesn't need to give up their dreams to be able to fulfill the others, unless it's mutually acceptable to both. If not, then there has to be another win-win situation or outcome that needs to be reached towards.
Yeah. Okay. What are some of the things that you should not do when you're in love?
Should not do. Yeah, uske to don't do this, don't do that. So firstly, don't abandon yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let go of who you are at the core of your soul. Someone who when you disconnect with yourself, I feel you are doing injustice not only to the relationship, but to your whole life and existence. Don't over explain your needs. Don't chase clarity from confusion. Like, oh, you're living in confusion, but you're trying to make sense of that. Don't ignore your gut. Have said that before.
Yeah.
Don't lose your support system.
Oh, so important.
So important. I had a friendship once where that person expected me to give up all my other friends because now that person should be my whole and soul. And I did for a short time because I was so smitten by that new friendship. But really realized that how lonely or injustice to those other friends that was that whole phase of life where I had cut off from the others. Then don't confuse sacrifice with love. You're sacrificing, I'm sacrificing, I'm so nice, I'm so good, Mother Teresa, martyr, all of nahi bhai, please don't sacrifice for love. Green flag love does not expect sacrifice.
Yeah.
Don't tolerate disrespect
Ever.
At all. Please speak up early but kindly in those situations. Don't rush emotional intimacy. Take your time, weigh the situation out, because I think some of us are fools to rush in. There's a song also, right? Fools rush in. But we need to take it slow, and don't stay silent to keep the peace. That silence eventually will come to bite the relationship and you from the inside. You will feel rage at yourself first, and then at the fact that the other person never noticed that you were silent. So I feel you need to not stay silent to uphold the peace. Yeah, I would say that's my list of don'ts.
Absolutely. And I think, did you talk about this? Don't make someone your entire world.
No, I didn't. Not in those words.
But that's what it is, right?
Yes.
You see it in so many relationships. You just they become the
it's like
be all
घूम
and
रहे
end
हैं
all.
आप, उसके इर्द गिर्द आपकी जिंदगी चल रही है.
And that's bad for them and bad for you as well.
Absolutely.
So after we've learned all these lessons, हमें एक mental थप्पड़ लगता है. The person walks away from
कभी-कभी
us.
physical थप्पड़ भी लगता है.
हाँ. उसके बाद आपने पूरा सेल्फ एनालिसिस किया, आपने डिकंस्ट्रक्ट किया, मैंने ये किया, उन्होंने ये किया, all that kind of stuff. What does love look like after the lessons?
Wow. Let's all dive within ourselves. I mean, I think whoever is listening, I'd like all of you to dive within your souls. कहीं ना कहीं तो आप सब में कोई एक दोस्ती होगी, एक कुछ ऐसी रिलेशनशिप होगी जहाँ पे आपने कुछ सीखा है, उसको छोड़ के सीखा है या उनके साथ रह के सीखा है. But आपने क्या lesson? How did that change you after that lesson? So for me, I think wiser. हम थोड़े और ज़्यादा mature और wise हो जाते हैं, because हम reflect करते हैं. As I always say, wisdom does not come from experience. Wisdom comes from reflecting upon your experience. Reflection is very important. Without that, you're not going to learn things. So you become wiser. Your boundaries become clearer. Definitely, you can talk about your boundaries because you know them. You know what you're going to stand for, not stand for. Your standards rise. I feel your bar of what you can tolerate, not tolerate, what's a deal breaker, not a deal breaker. Those kind of standards come up. You don't chase. I mean, you like, okay,
No games.
है तो है, नहीं है तो फिर I wish you luck. Bye bye.
Hmm.
यू ट्रस्ट योर सेल्फ मोर, तो खुद पे जो एक सेल्फ ट्रस्ट होता है वो बढ़ जाता है. एज अ रिजल्ट आपकी सेल्फ वर्थ, आपकी सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट, आपकी सेल्फ लव, वो सारी चीज़ें इम्प्रूव हो जाती है साथ साथ में. You really value those people in your life who give you emotional safety rather than anything else. Fancy restaurant meals or gifts for the birthday, which look like packages
Those are
wrapped
nice
in heaven,
too.
those are nice too. But those who make you feel whole and emotionally safe, where you can grow with that person, share with that person without thinking कि यार ये मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रही है या रहा है. And most importantly, you know when to walk away. You know कि ये vibe, ये group of friends या ये friend या ये relationship, ये बंदा, ये manager, ये मेरे साथ अलाइन ही नहीं करेगा. तो अगर मैं इसमें फंसी रहूंगी तो मैं अपने आप को मार दूंगी इन द प्रोसेस. तो इससे पहले लेट मी जस्ट choose a different path. Sometimes slowly and gently you move away. Sometimes you just cut the cord right there and then. Situation पे depend करता है, but you know when to walk away.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you do get back together, communication is absolutely critical in the whole thing. And you realize also that disagreements don't threaten the relationship.
They strengthen it.
Yeah.
They build trust. They build honesty. They build safety.
Yes.
They build the green flag kind of friendship.
Yes, absolutely. You have a poem. I know you do.
Yeah, I do. This is one of my favorite topics. Like anything got to do with love and all that, like really.
So Friday, we are going to have our show where everybody is writing something
on love.
On love.
Oh, you will hear
or
from
quote.
me for sure.
Yes. So do call in 11 to 1.
So today, this is what I have. Love is not found in the fear to be chosen, nor in the wounds we keep quietly frozen. It lives in the courage to speak and to stay without losing yourself along the way. Love doesn't rush you, doesn't demand, doesn't ask you to shrink or not understand. It listens without needing to win and meets you whole, not halfway in. It grows where respect and truth align, where effort is shared and timing is kind, where peace is present, not earned or chased, and your worth is known, not argued or replaced. So choose love that deepens who you already are, not one that keeps moving the finish line far. Because real love is steady, aware, and true. It doesn't complete you, it simply walks with you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, each word, each line in there, each emotion that is expressed.
Thank you. Thank you so
Certainly
much.
green flags all through that.
I'm titling this poem Green Flag.
I love it. Well. Wonderful, wonderful show with so much to think about, and I think it's fabulous. I'll be back on Friday. Remember, brand new time, 11 to 1, and do stay connected with us. Our podcasts are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts as well. And download the Radio Azad iPhone or Android app to keep in touch with everything that is going on. And our social media as well, Radio Azad's Facebook page